We would like to present about Amazon's strategy during the Corona lockdown period, which continues to be relevant to this day. The presentation includes business news articles on the theme and will be presented by me and Alexander. In our presentation, we'll go through the introduction to Amazon, the articles, an analysis of the articles in relation to business economics, and also go into Amazon's future prospects. So, an introduction to the company Amazon. It was founded by a man named Jeff Bezos, who was the world's richest man until he a few years ago got divorced. The company is called Amazon with the Amazon River, but was originally called Cadabra, but it was too close to the word cadaver, and therefore they changed it so it wouldn't be close to a negative meaning. It started off as an online bookstore retailer in 1994, and then expanded to new product groups. Amazon is today an international online marketplace. It serves as a sort of middleman/delivery agent and is a huge, giant online retailer. They make their revenue by subscriptions in Northern America. They don't really have the same level of subscription schemes in their other markets like Europe. But they are sort of the last part of the supply chain before the customer. And they make also a large part of their money by charging the previous link of the supply chain money for how their product is placed on Amazon's website in relation to the search engine, how high up on the list their product is presented to the consumer. They were started in 1994, but it wasn't until 2001 that they had a break even and started to making a profit with $1 billion in revenue at that time. They in 2019 had 800,000 employees, but that has increased, and we'll go into depth with that during the presentation. They have a very slim contribution margin per product sold, but because of the huge quantity of products, then that small slim contribution margin per product adds up because of the quantity.
In an article from CNN, they mentioned that there's this increasing demand for online shopping, and that Amazon has to keep up with this demand. So, in order to keep up with this development and demand, Amazon is adding 100,000 jobs across USA in 2020, and they need these workers and employees in their fulfillment centers and delivery networks. In addition, the article also mentions that Amazon will raise the hourly pay for their employees in their warehouses and other employees taking distribution roles. Amazon is also implementing corona safety measures and distancing at their in their warehouses and workplaces. Finally, Amazon is dealing with these sellers on their website, also trying to capitalize on Corona by selling unverified products, and so yeah.
The CNBC article stated that Amazon will hire another 75,000 workers in April, and those will be warehouse and delivery workers. Amazon increased the US hourly wage to $15 an hour for warehouse and delivery workers. They doubled the overtime pay, and similarly also in Canada, the hourly wage went up by $2 Canadian, and in the UK it went up by £2, and in Germany it went up by €2 an hour. So everywhere they doubled, or not doubled, but they put an extra 2 of the local currency on top of their hourly wage. And then they were going to spend in the period around here now, April, they will spend about $350 million on wage increases and safety, but they turned that into $500 million for wage and safety for the period. Amazon will also be prioritizing supplying household supplies and also having those in the inventory to make sure that they can deliver the most important products to their consumers at this point in time with the corona crisis. Amazon also came out with a press release where they stated that they'll donate 8,200 laptops to schools in the Seattle area public schools to help the families cope with the staying at home and still learning problem. And they'll also be donating 2 million to secure students' educational justice, and they'll help people who otherwise couldn't afford to get an education. Overall, they're doing a lot of extra work, a lot of extra CSR towards their local community in the Seattle area.
Creation of jobs. So to meet this online demand, Amazon has in total hired 170 new employees and created 170 new jobs. So this strategy basically increases capacity resources, which are the workers, but simultaneously it also increases variable costs. This is because the warehouse employees are hourly paid. This strategy of hiring new employees at Amazon enables Amazon to keep up with their delivery services, which is called Amazon Prime Delivery. Overall, the strategy benefits Amazon because it expands the company, which could perhaps lead to more profit. So if operating above break even as they're doing right now, it's hugely beneficial for Amazon.
So in the Amazon blog, Amazon has presented what they are going to do during the coronavirus as their sort of initiatives to be a responsible company during this period. For the employees, they've announced that they'll do 150 process updates and enhance cleaning and social distancing, all to ensure that the employees are safe from the virus. They'll distribute additional protective gear and implement temperature checks for the employees to make sure everyone are all right. 175,000 jobs have, as said in the other articles, been created to meet the customer demand, and they will focus on the most essential products to begin with before shipping other products. They established a 25 million relief fund for partners and seasonal associates facing financial hardship at this time to make sure that also their partners are okay. They will also institute time off with full pay for workers of Amazon who are diagnosed with the virus. For the customers, they are increasing the capacity for fresh products delivery, so the customers don't have to go shopping physically in supermarkets. They can do it through Amazon, and they have enhanced the cleaning in their physical stores. The first hour where an Amazon physical store opens is for 60 plus year olds in the US and 70 plus year olds in the UK. So the ones that are most vulnerable can come there first in the morning when the store has been recently cleaned, so it's the most safe for that age group. They are going to focus on households, staples and medical supplies, etc. They are also combating price grouping, so there are not a few customers purchasing all the products and then sort of turning into retailers themselves selling at a higher price, manipulating the supply and demand. So they're fighting against that, and they are giving the customers a longer period of return. For the global communities, if you can say so, they have donated $20 million to help the research with the coronavirus 19, and they have donated $23 million to the EU for the victims of the virus. Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, has personally donated $100 million to Feeding America. Then they've granted $5 million support to small businesses in Seattle. It's worth mentioning that Amazon has their main headquarters in Seattle. They are supporting the White House COVID-19 team with statistics relating to the information that Amazon they collect themselves. They've donated 8,200 laptops to public schools in the Seattle area, again where they have their main office, and donated another 4,000 laptops to high school students throughout the US.
So Amazon have invested in new warehouses and also in their delivery network through employing new people. So this has basically improved Amazon's logistics and also their ability to be quicker on delivery time. Furthermore, just as a fun fact, Amazon has also implemented robotics to their logistics systems to make them more efficient. So as a conclusion, all of these measures and strategies are making sure that Amazon can meet their on-time delivery obligations with Amazon Prime.
During the crisis, Amazon has especially focused on their corporate social responsibility activities, and those result from the articles. We can see that they've hired 175,000 extra workers, and that's not just for Amazon, but recently we've seen that 22 million are unemployed more now in the US because of the corona crisis. So when there comes news that Amazon is hiring at least 100,000 more in the US, then that is sort of a positive CSR activity, and the consumers and society is satisfied that you are trying to help with the crisis, the employment crisis. They are raising pay both hourly and overtime. They are raising safety measures. They are prioritizing household supplies, donating a total of 14,200 laptops, totaling the different purposes they're donating to, I found $173 million on philanthropic responsibilities, and they're committed to combating price grouping. Overall, they're committing to philanthropic responsibilities for customer, employee, and social activities. We can see here in the models to the left that they are mainly focusing on the customer activities, employee activities, and social activities of the circular diagram above. Those activities go within the philanthropic responsibilities. Those are not necessary responsibilities. They are not put on Amazon by lawmakers, but it's Amazon going outside of what they have to do to provide for their community and hopefully future customers and so on. But they're going outside their necessary responsibilities. The part of these things that belong under customer activities are the part where they prioritize household supplies and they combat price groupings. The part under the employee activities are the raising the pay and raising safety measures for employees. And the social activities includes hiring 175,000 extra when these 22 million are unemployed. It shows that Amazon are willing to combat the crisis that the society is facing, and therefore Amazon is sort of, in the eyes of the consumer, on the side of the rest of the society. And they're donating 4,200 laptops and donating 173 million in total, all to philanthropic responsibilities.
So when looking into the future for Amazon, it is clear that the company is going through a quick and a rapid expansion right now during Corona as well. They are hiring new employees, which increases variable costs, and they are also expanding internationally. Amazon has made many company investments. They have increased the warehouse and delivery network efficiency, and also invested in warehouses. And overall, it has improved their logistics, and this will also be important in the future to both compete and work as the market leader. The strategy will increase costs, but perhaps it will also increase Amazon sales. In the future, Amazon will perhaps experience liquidity pressure because they have made these huge investments. But this is sort of, but the investments are opportunities for future growth and delivery optimizations. Their future liquidity pressure will be determined by future sales and profits.